Fam, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. All right, so let's get right into this. Go up here to the search bar and type in AWS.Kizzle. All right, now fam, if you ain't got one in front of you, go get you a pen or a pencil, whatever you like to write with, and some paper. Trust me, you're gonna need it. Pen, pencil, paper. I'll give you a couple seconds to scrounge one up while we looking at the website here, right? If we had some Jeopardy music right now, it'd be playing. All right, hopefully you was in an office or a room or something that was close enough where you could get that pen, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign in to the account we created before. We're gonna sign in as a root user and we're gonna put in the email address. All right, we're gonna put in the captcha because you know they want that, but it's for security reasons, for your safety and their safety, okay? So we're gonna submit that, and then the password is one thing for sure when we going through these things and when you're doing stuff like this, especially creating and playing with creating accounts. I always keep you a pen and paper nearby so you can write this stuff down because you'll forget it and be locked out the account. All right. So as you can see, we back at our account again, right? AWS Management Console. What we're going to be doing now is creating users and groups and doing some settings. So we're going to be using IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. And this is the security guard of your AWS account, right? So let's just go ahead and go right over here now. We can go to services and then you would go to security, identity, and compliance, and you should find it in here. We're going over to the IAM console, all right? And as you can see here, the first thing they want you to do, AWS recommends, is that you add the MFA for your root user. I'm not gonna do that right now. It's just gonna take too long and it's too many steps. And this is just a lab account, so we ain't got to. But if you're gonna use this in a production account or for a business, you want to set up your MFA so your account can be secure. So like I said, we ain't doing that, we're gonna skip. But as you can see here, we got 0 user groups, 0 users, and you got 2 roles in here. Let's click that and see what it is. AWS service role for support and AWS service role for trusted advisor. These are coming automatically with your account when you create it. It's managed by AWS. When you create this account and you log into this account, you are the root user. Per AWS best practices, you do not want to be logging in and making adjustments and doing anything with your root user account unless you absolutely have to. So the first account you make after you create and log into your AWS account is your senior admin account. This is the account you're going to use to make all your changes and adjustments. You're only going to use your root account if you absolutely have to, right? So on the left hand side, we're going to click users. As you can see, we don't have any users here. What we're going to do is add a user by clicking the add user button, and we're going to give them a username. And this is going to be admin _ user, capital user 1. This username is case sensitive, so remember how you put it in there, write it down, remember exactly how it is, or you're gonna have a fit trying to log in, right? So admin user 1. It asks us what kind of access are we giving this user. Down here we're going to do password, AWS management console access. This is the access that we are giving this user. You get the option to auto-generate a password or put it in a custom password. Now, since this is my first admin user account, I can put in a custom password. I know what I want it to be. It's gonna be, not gonna tell anyone though. That wouldn't be secure, would it? Otherwise, you would just auto-generate it. It would give you an auto-generated password. You would need to make sure you save that, right? So the next box is required password reset. We're gonna uncheck that because this is our admin, number 1 admin account, and we want the password to stay static. We don't want to have to change it on the first login, so we uncheck that. If this was just a regular user, you would generate an auto-generated password. You would check the box for create a new password, and that user, when the first sign in, they would have to create their own password. And if you click next, you can see that we have add user set permissions. We don't have any security groups created, and we need to create one, right? So let's go ahead and create the security group right here. So we're going to click create group. When you click that, it brings you to this page right here. This is the policy page, and this is where you're going to add policies to your groups. We want to have administrator access, right? Administrator access. It's a job function. It's managed by AWS, provides full access to AWS services and resources. So yeah, that's the one we want. The group name is going to be admins, right? Whatever kind of admin it is, application admin, server admin, whatever admin group you're creating, that's what it's going to be. Ours is just going to be called admin. We're going to push create. As you can see, we got a group now. It says admins. The attached policy is administrator access. We're going to click next. These tags are optional. This is a user's tag, and you can add this tag so you can further define the user. So we can say it's a key value pair. We're going to say department, and the value is going to be information technology. So that admin user, his department is information technology. It will attach this to that user, and the user can be identified using these tags. Go next. This is going to be the review page. As you can see, we got a username, admin_user1. What access? AWS Management Console access with the password. Console password type is custom. No password reset. Permission boundaries are not set, right? Everything looks good to us. We're going to say create user. Now, here is where you're going to download the key. Go ahead and click download.csv. It's going to download an Excel file to your computer. It's going to have the ID and access key for this user in it. All right, so then we're going to close this. Boom. Let's just back up out of here and go to user groups. As you can see in user groups, now we have a group. If we clicked on the group, which is called admins, you can see that there's a user in this group, the admin user one, the one we just created. You can look at the permissions of the group, administrator access, right? So now if we go to users, you'll also see that there's our user that we created. You can see that user's permissions. You can see what group that user's in, the user's tags, information technology department, security credentials, console password. Does it have MFA on? Got any certificates? All of the information is here. User ARN, right? Okay, there you have it. You created your first group. You created your first user. Let's go back out to the dashboard. This user, we're going to log out as the root user. We're going to log back in as the admin. Before we do that, just want to show you this. You can create an account alias, which I've already done here. It's called Gadget Tools Lab 1. But what you would do is, if you hadn't created one, instead of an edit button, it would say create. You would click it. You would choose your preferred alias. It's going to have to be globally unique. If it's been used, it'll let you know that preferred alias has been used already, and you got to pick something else. You click Save Changes. And now right here, instead of you having to put this account ID in when you go to log in, now you can put in the account alias to log in. And here is a link to the login for this account. And as you can see right here, the new alias that you created, AWS automatically added it to the link. And so you can copy this link, give it to whoever you need to log into this particular account or whatever. So let's log into this account with the admin user, right? So what we're going to do here is open up a new incognito window. We are going to paste that URL that we just copied with our alias in it, and we're going to hit enter. Instead of a 12-digit account ID, our alias is there. Normally the 12-digit account ID would be there, or you would have to type it in, but we got our alias created. So now we want to log in as the user. This is why you needed the pencil, because what was the username we just created? I'll wait. I just remembered mine though, because I forgot for a second, so don't even trip, right? So it's _1 And what is the password? Now this is a good one right here, because I don't know if I remember the password either, because I didn't write it down. That's why I tell you, you gotta write this stuff down. Now let's see, what was my password? Let's see if that was it. Boom, that was it. And look at here, you can access the service menu. Let's go ahead and close that. And let's say we wanted to, let's click services. Let's go back to IAM. Let's see, we're gonna go to security identity and we're gonna click IAM here. So let's go add another user. So now we're going to add our department user. So we'll go to user, we'll say add new user. Username is gonna be Peon user 1. We're gonna give him password access to the management console. Let's do an auto-generated password, and the user must create a new password, and then we're just gonna say next. All right, what group do we want to put this user in? We're gonna put them in, well, you know what? We gotta create a new group for the Peon user. So let's create the group, and let's give them full account management access. Let's just give them account management access. Okay, create the group. Group name is gonna be account management. Next. Department enterprise applications. How about that? We're gonna say next. All right, so we got our Peon user 1. That's gonna be the Peon admin. They got AWS management console access with a password. Password was automatically generated. Permissions boundary was not set. We gave them account management password. IAM user has changed his password. Create user. All right, we're gonna download the CSV. All right, and we're gonna close, right? And so now we got two users, the admin and the Peon user. We logged in initially with our root account. We created an admin account with which to run the platform and do our day-to-day business, because we don't want to use the root account. And then we took that admin account, logged in, and then we started creating our ancillary accounts, Peon accounts, setting up our access and all of that. And so we'll use this account to set up all of our policies, all of our roles, add all of our users, do everything we want to do. And now the last thing we need to just take a look at is deleting a user, right? So we go back to user groups, you can see we got 2. We go back to users, we can see we got 2. Let's delete the user and the group. So account management group, the one we just created, check it, and we're gonna say delete. AWS says deleting this account permanently, all users in the group will lose the group's permissions, but you will not lose the loser. So you can delete a group, and it will not delete the group users that's in the group, right? It's gonna ask you to confirm that you want to delete the group by putting the group name in. So we're gonna say, and delete. And it immediately got out of there, right? User group deleted. So now we can go to users. We see our Peon user is still here. We just deleted the group, but now the Peon user is not in a group. And you can have users that aren't in a groups. It's not advised, it's not best practice, but you can have certain situations where a user's not in a particular group, but you want to try to always get your users in groups. And so we're going to highlight that Peon user and we're going to get rid of him too. We're going to say delete and delete. Gone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be that. I hope this information has been helpful to somebody, and I hope it ends up being beneficial to you. I would like to ask you to smash the like button so we can get these videos in front of others whom it might benefit as well. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, we're putting out very beneficial information all the time. If you click that bell icon, you'll be notified whenever a new video drops. Now with that, family, we appreciate you coming out. Until the next video, peace.